Nagaland, on the northeast frontier of India, ringed by mountains and covered by jungle, a lovely land of lush hills and evergreen valleys, remote from the hustle and bustle of modern life.
Formation of the Naga National Council. NNC formation can be classified into two stages. The Naga Club's role. The submission of memorandum by Naga Club in 1929 to the Simon Commission has made a remarkable history, and the fight for the political aspirations of the Nagas was further carried on by the NNC. After the formation of the NNC, the Naga Club lost its prominence. The Naga Club was later revived in 1982. The role of Charles Posey. Just after the Second World War, the Naga Hill District Tribal Council (NHDDC) was formed in April 1945. Charles Posey, the then Deputy Commissioner and who was also the last British administrator of the British Naga Hills, was the founding father. He organized NHDDC to unite the Nagas and also to help in the post-war reconstruction. However, within a year of its formation, the NHDDC was transformed into a political organization. NHDDC met at Senis, Wokha on 2 February 1946 and changed its nomenclature from NHDDC to Naga National Council. Organizational structure. NNC had two central councils. Kohima Central Council, 12 representatives. Mokokchung Central Council, 15 representatives. It was represented from various tribes. Each central councils were split into tribal councils, and each tribal councils were split into sub-tribal councils or regional councils, and then into village councils, with the same guard of the leadership. Aliba Imti was appointed as the president, and Sekri as the secretary.
Virile warriors and hardy peasants.
As for its funds, contributions both in cash and kind were being sought from every Naga family. Mithuns, paddy, cows, pumpkins and other commodities, beside a membership fee of ₹2, were being collected towards the contribution. Objective. The initial view of the NNC leaders were confined to consultation of all the Nagas areas, including those of unadministered areas. The unadministered areas includes the eastern part of the Naga areas. The stance of the NNC soon changed to that of self-determination. In February 1947, NNC drafted a resolution to be submitted to Lord Mountbatten, the last Viceroy of British India.
Then came the Viceroy's announcement of the British government's final decision as to how power was to be transferred from British to Indian hands.
During this time period, India would act as a guardian power.
Nehru for the Hindus, from Jinnah for the Muslims, and from Sardar Baldev Singh,
after which the Nagas would decide her future. The memorandum further stated that a constitution drawn up by the people not knowing the Nagas would be unacceptable to them.
bilang akibat alakan entas cerita buta gua ga sinalia malah mabangagat uno game sang tabella
Haidari Agreement, 29 June 1947. The Gopinath-Bardoloi Committee visited Kohima in May 1947 and had a series of talks with the NNC leaders but did not prove fruitful. Sir Akbar Haidari, the governor of Assam, visited Kohima in June 1947. He met the NNC leaders planning to resolve the Indo-Naga issue and arrived at a 9-point understanding. And an agreement was signed on 29 June 1947 and came to be commonly known as Haidari Agreement. It granted judicial, executive, and legislative safeguards and preservation of customary rights over their lands and resources. There was a 10-year guarantee of these provisions, at the end of which the Nagas could choose between extending the agreement or a totally new agreement. The Naga leaders saw an independent Naga nation with India as a guardian power for 10 years.
Executive Council and the interim body, the governor emphasizes the need to restore peace and work together to bring a new, happier light into the darkness that clouded the Naga hills during the last few years of strife and bitterness.
However, the Indian Constituent Assembly concluded that the 9-point agreement guaranteed only district autonomy within the Indian Constitution. Controversy arose about the interpretation of the Article 9 of the understanding. It resulted into disagreement and Haidari Agreement ultimately broke down. Gandhi and the NNC. On June 19, 1947, NNC sent 11 members delegation, including Azad Piso and T. Shakri, to meet Gandhiji at Bhangi Colony, New Delhi. Told him that Nagas had resolved to declare their independence a day before India would declare its independence and sought his support in this matter. Gandhiji responded,
"Why not now? Why wait for the 14th of August to declare your independence?"
He also assured the Naga delegation that Nagas have every right to be independent. The Naga delegation pointed out to him the threatening remark of Haidari to use force on the Nagas if they do not join India. Gandhiji replied,
"Sir Akbar Haidari is wrong. He cannot do this. I will come to the Naga hills and I will let them to shoot me first before one Naga is shot."
Gandhiji, however, could not live to see his aspirations of the Nagas. He was assassinated by a Hindu fanatic, Nathuram Godse, on 30th January 1948.
Oh, God.
NNC Declaration of Naga Independence. NNC declared Naga independence on 14th August 1947 at Kohima, one day ahead of India's independence. The same was informed to the Government of India and the United Nations Organization. The UNO had sent its acknowledgement. The message runs,
"Kindly put on record that the Nagas will be independent. Discussion with India are being carried on. Nagas do not accept Indian constitution. The right of the people must prevail regardless of size.
The general public and school students excitedly participated in the Naga Independence Day. Placards and slogans were carried out reading "Long live Naga Nation" and "We declared Naga independence." As for the British, it refused to recognize the declaration of the Naga Independence Day. All the publicity materials sent out by NNC were seized by Charles Posey, the then DC of the Naga Hills. 12 copies were made and addressed to the leading newspapers, but before they were dispatched, the postmaster referred them to Posey, who decided not to send them as it would create more trouble. So there was nothing about independence in the press. The next day, on 15 August 1947, when Indian national flag was hosted by Charles Posey at Kohima, not a single Naga was present on the scene. Another attempt by Indian officers were meted out with stiff resistance by the Nagas, who tore and pulled down all the hosted Indian flags. The U-turn of the Government of India. The final assurance for implementation of the 10-year agreement was made in a signed statement to the NNC by both Sir Akbar Haidari, Governor of Assam, and Gopinath Bordoloi, the Premier of Assam, on July 22, 1948. Akbar Haidari passed away in December 1948. The Government of India took a U-turn and betrayed the agreement. Sri Gopinath Bordoloi regretfully admitted to the Nagas that the agreement was no longer considered to exist by the Government of India. NNC and C. Rajagopalachari, Governor General of India, greatly disappointed at India's betrayal of the 9-point agreement, an 11-man Naga delegation met His Excellency Sri C. Rajagopalachari, Governor-General of India, on 28 November 1948. At Shillong, he assured the Nagas that they are at full liberty whether to become a part of India or remain separated. The NNC at its Kohima session on 30 December 1949 passed a resolution to establish at the earliest possible time sovereign state of Nagaland. On May 8, 1950, the Government of India called upon the Nagas to set up district autonomy, which the NNC flatly rejected.